Welcome, everyone, to the Real Life Trading Swing Trading Floor, where our mission is to enrich lives and be in the right webinar at the right time. My name is Brad Reed, and I am a real life trader. I would like to encourage you to be good, and by good, I mean get out of debt, achieve your financial dreams, give generously to your community, and be in the right place at the right time, because I was not. I played the intro music. I started the trading floor, and I'm like, oh man, there's only one person here. Only Alex is here. And yeah, Alex was like, uh, dude, you're in the day trading room. You need to switch over to the swing trading room. But I'm here and I appreciate your patience. Don, thank you so much. Don, you were awesome today. Don got 3 frequent trader points today for helping me with the Mentorship Monday. So obviously you hear my voice. Most of y'all have heard the news, but poor Mr. Newsom is not feeling well. And I didn't get a heads up until early this morning. So I'm covering. Woohoo! I got to do Mentorship Monday. And if you are watching this recording, check that email because there should be 3 more links to videos of the first 3 hours of Mentorship Monday. You can hear all of Dawn's awesome questions and the help that she was with helping me create a teaching video. Lots of great questions were answered today. December says, hello all. Wow, there's like a whole lot of people logging in. And since I got a late start, I'm just going to say hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Let's get going. The SPY had a gorgeous gap up today. Ash says, I made it too. Woo-hoo. Well, that's why it's a party. You log out and then he's in now. Sorry, I'm just checking Slack. Mike Kirkland says it's working. May have to relog. Mike Kirkland, are you here? Did you get back in? I see there's a Mike. There's a Mike. Mike K. Yep, there you are. Awesome. Glad it's working for you. Angela says, phew, I made it. Angela, you weren't in the day trading room with me when I started the recording? Glad you made it, Angela. Okay, SPY, gorgeous gap up. We actually opened above the resistance defined by this candle back here on August 29th. I really thought we were going to have a pretty strong bullish day. There's been lots of questions today of what does the agreement mean that was formed between the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. And I think more has been made of that than maybe needs to be, because I think the assumption all along was there's going to be an agreement made. It's not like Canada and the United States are going to be like, you know what? We're not partners anymore. Nah, that's not going to happen. But so the agreement was done and the market was running really nicely bullish today. And, you know, it kind of traded up into a mild resistance and came back down. Had some really surprising bearish news today. And of course, we entered a day trade like on that candle. So right when everything was getting wrecked, we happened to get in bullish. So I think we lost pretty small, lost like half an hour. So that was good. Robert says, I heard it was the best trade deal ever, greater than ever thought possible. Oh gosh, all right. Robert's making jokes. I did not hear that speech and I don't think I'm going to, but at any rate, I am drinking my kombucha for trading superpowers. Overall, folks, I am more bullish than bearish. There is a chance that we could come down here to the 50 and maybe retest this dark blue line again, which is the resistance formed back in January. But I'm more bullish than bearish. Let's see what the DIA says. Yeah, the DIA had a much more bullish looking candle. Again, the SPY is going to be a representation of, the 500 most influential stocks. The DIA is going to be a representation of the 30 largest companies. So that's why one can look like a doji and the other can look like a really strong bullish candle. But yeah, DIA is ready to challenge all-time highs again. And yeah, I think we push higher. Benjamin says, agree with Brad, buy the dip. All right, Benjamin's more bullish than bearish. Cool. The Qs had a bearish close at the end of the day, but they did trade into all-time highs. And so kind of like Benjamin is saying, we traded into all-time highs. We came back down. I still think we continue higher the rest of the week. I have been wrong before, and it's been recorded. IWM, pretty big, massive bearish candle, but look, we came down into this 100 simple moving average, came down here into a support zone. I was about to say I'm more bullish and bearish, but man, that's pretty big bearish volume. And you guys know me that the size of the volume pretty well indicates the strength of the signal. So this bearish candle on that volume there should have been the signal of a retrace. I really liked this high volume bullish candle yesterday and then the gap up today. So I was all gung-ho, but man, we took that candle out with volume. So I think tomorrow's candle will be extremely important and telling on the IWM. I suppose there's a chance that we come back down in here to the daily 200, but I would be surprised. I think we either bounce tomorrow or we find support somewhere in this area and continue on up. I wonder if the weekly has anything to add. Yeah, so the weekly looks like we're just coming into the weekly 20 exponential moving average. That would make a lot of sense if we reverse course here. Qs, weekly looks just fine, looks like a resting day. DIA, the weekly looks like we're just resting, and the SPY just looks like we are chillaxing and maybe even a bit extended on the weekly view of the SPY, but all of those, none of that looks insanely bearish to me. So that's my view on the market. Let's go ahead and take a look at the open trades that we have. Benjamin says, let it rest. Yeah, I agree. Let's have a little bit of sideways action, and then we go higher. Macy's. Oh, there's an option trade on Macy's, and I was not able to discover what it was. Can you guys help me understand what this Macy's trade is? All I see is weekly options newsletter 105. Benjamin says puts. Okay, good, because it looks bearish. There it is, bearish. So I should have guessed that it was puts. It looks like it's going to go down more. Two bullish candles that failed to make a higher high. Especially if we can take out the volume on that one, it will go. Yeah, Benjamin's saying no volume. Yeah, really low volume on these bullish candles. Again, low volume means not that significant of a signal. So yeah, I'm thinking that we've got a pretty clear shot down to the daily 200. We did break very nice support here on Macy's, so I am more bearish than bullish. I don't see any reason that we need to make adjustments to that trade at this time. If you were not in Macy's and want to be, I'm trying to figure out, I would love a breakdown there. I'm trying to figure out if I would put my protective stop as tight as that, or if I'd put it up there. When are earnings? Not for a long time. I am a little bit more bullish than bearish on the overall market, so I might recommend the tighter stop. I would be looking at this daily 200 simple moving average and this support over here as the target. So if you're not in, absolute zero value on puts, I think makes a lot of sense. Just for kicks, let's take a look at the Stokes and RSI. Neutral. Wow, look at all that. Both in the middle zone, meaning that there is lots and lots of room for this stock to go down. Bollinger Bands, what do we learn from that? That we, yeah, we're walking the bottom band. We got out of it for a little bit. We're resting. Might be ready to go again. Both bands, both top and bottom bands are angled downwards. So that is a bearish sign. We might actually go sideways long enough for the 20 moving average to catch up, but then I think we go down. So yeah, I'm more bearish than bullish on Macy's. Let's check out FireEye. You guys have a bullish setup on this one. Not the prettiest candle in the world. Not on the, I wish that volume were a little bit lower if it was going to be a bullish candle. But if we do reverse, and I think we will, when we take out this resistance, that's just like fuel on the fire. Right? It's like trying to smother a fire with a bottom of a bucket full of gasoline. If we do break through the bottom of the bucket, the whole thing is just going to go like that. It's going to make that sound too. So if you hear your computer making that sound, come over here and check on FireEye. Yeah, maybe when we break through the top of this, we can raise the protective stop up to there. But for right now, we've got some epic supports propping this thing up. So let's have all of that safety. Tim says, really? Yes, absolutely. Matt DeLong is confirming for me on Slack that the webinar tonight about the next live event is going to be canceled. So thank you, Matt. Let's keep on moving. Yeah, so at this point, no adjustments to FireEye. If you're not in and want to be in, an entry there would be pretty nice. Actually, you know what? If you're not in but want to be in, I would use the exact same numbers here. So if we reverse course, you'd get filled right there. And I think it continues higher. I still would not mind getting in. So one question becomes, what if we just did a buy limit there? You'd have a little bit lower. What do we look like on the 15-minute? So just a bunch of selling at the end of the day. You know, if you did the same entry, you would be getting in right where all of these people shorted. I'd say use those same numbers if you're not in and want to get in. Benjamin's saying that I'm never sarcastic. May have happened once or twice. Unfortunately, Benjamin, sarcasm is a type of humor that is very specific to the United States of America. Many of the other countries and cultures, it's just not in there. So I try and limit it, try and limit my sarcasm. I fail miserably at that. But at any rate, if you are not in, Angela says, it's not humor. Yeah, well, my jokes are not humor either, Angela. We all know this. Nia says, it touched the upper band. Ooh. It kind of failed to get in. Yeah, it touched the upper band there. Failed to get into the upper band there. And I'm not a big fan when things fail to get into that upper band. I'm not going to panic on this one just yet. But yeah, the fact that it failed to touch that upper band, that's not a good thing. Right? All of these things that I'm circling are times when it touched the band. Now, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I think we get, is this one. Just a little bit of sideways and a continuation. But yeah, not getting into that upper band is not a good thing. I think we hold. I think we hold at least for another day. Let's see what we get tomorrow. That is not the most bullish sign. In fact, that's actually a sign that says do not go bullish. For the official trade, I'm going to leave it alone. But folks, if this is contradicting your trading plan and you want to cancel, I can understand that. All this is saying is that it's not going up as fast as it once was. right? And that makes sense because it was going, that's the speed there, that's the speed there, and this is the speed now. Benjamin says, ah, yuck, when I turned on this stuff. Don says, so my computer will not make noise and blow up. I'm not going to make any promises, Don. Do you have an Apple? I'm not Don says no. Well, then you're much better off without a Macintosh. So FireEye, tell you what, if you're not in it, I think it's a signal to not get into it. I believe this is a signal to not get into FireEye if you are not already. As far as those who are filled and are in, let's see if we get a rest and a continuation up higher. But at this point, I'm not going to move the stop up. There's just too much support between us and the protective stop. CRM, this was a weekly options newsletter trade as well. The entry, I think, was somewhere around in there. Protective stop is down in here. So just resting, ready for that thing to continue. If you want in, you still may. Don says, I made her son laugh. All right. Robert says, knew the Apple joke was coming. If I don't rag on Apple, it's not a webinar, right? I mean, can't have that, especially if it's being recorded. Jeremy would be like, yo, Brad, you didn't make fun of Apple. Do it again. So Shopify, looks like we're going to get a rest down to that daily 10 moving average. Really low volume on that bearish action today. So yeah, I think we continue higher. Again, not ready to make any adjustments to the Shopify trade. WPM, I am ready to make an adjustment to this one. I sent out an official message today. If you did not get it, time to cancel WPM. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say cancel. And yeah, so we were expecting support underneath these two candles. We were expecting support. We were expecting this old resistance to be new support. And that lower wick said, nah, it's going to be lower. I don't mind lowering the stop if you want to. And the problem is, I mean, that means 2R is going to be up in there. Bearish volume, man, those bears got smacked around. Bearish volume is winning, at least for right now. I'm not going to just adjust it and continue on. By the way, we had a Netflix day trade that was much like this, one where you wanted to go higher and then come down. And we actually exited that right before it started running down. Benjamin says gold getting whipsawed by the USD. Nia says the upper Bollinger Band rejected 3 days. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's a clear sign to wait or adjust the trade on WPM. So I'm going to take these lines off. And let's check out DDD. You guys have a naked put open on DDD. Nothing to worry about that I see. A great place for us to go bullish right here. We'll see what we get tomorrow, but yeah, I think we roll right here because we are just at such a strong support, and now we have that daily 50 moving average in there. I think today's the day, or tomorrow is the day. Benjamin said, if you didn't sell one yet, I suppose you could still sell one at open tomorrow if you like naked puts. But DDD, no changes to make. Tesla, there is an order out there to get this November 16th 100 strike naked put at $1.40. When I looked at it today, it was about 75 cents. Really love the gap and go today. The candle looks bullish now, but for most of the day, it looked like an indecision doji. And again, it's just right there underneath those moving averages, underneath resistance. Robert says, they have been filled. Get out. You guys got filled on that one down there? Woohoo. Says, we got it on Friday. Nice. So if you got filled, there's a limit order for 140. So that's where you got filled at. Robert says, I got 170. We'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it blank so Jeremy can come in and he'll fill with his official fill price. But yeah, you can, if you want to exit that today for a really nice profit, lock in your gains and also to free up your margin and your credit to go get another one. You absolutely can. This bullish candle looks really nice. If for some reason we were to jump above these moving averages, then I would be much more bullish than bearish. If it were me, I'd close it out, lock it in, and free up that capital to go get another one. Benjamin says yes. Ash says, who is still in those Tesla puts? I don't know, Ash. Maybe some folks. There are some folks that will only do a trade if it is official. And I urge people to trade your own plan, to make a plan and trade it, because it's very difficult to just follow, because you'll miss things or you'll be later than someone else will. Yeah, got to trade your own plan. Robert says, I don't need the margin personally, and I only did a couple. Robert's holding. All right. Because I think most people could close this for a 50% profit. And Robert says, I can hold just for a little bit longer and I can get 100% of my profit. Sounds like a great, great idea. So we've talked about all of the open trades, and we talked about the market. If you have any questions about the current open trades, go ahead and type them into the chat pane. And yeah, I will keep on keeping on. I had a ton of requests today. So let's go get those. Billy looks nice and strong here. It's a new stock, and I am not such a fan of the newer stocks, but a great little resistance there that has come across and is proving to be a nice support. I absolutely love this ascending triangle. Pretty much the two things I don't like about it are that resistance right there and all of those bullish candles in a row. So actually, I think that was the signal to go long. This higher low and that little rounding action right there. So I wouldn't do an entry now. If you are in, you are at a modest target area, but obviously if you're in on this one, you're hoping for up there in the 20s. I think I'd have a protective stop somewhere down in this area. You guys are singing Beatles songs in the chat pane. You guys are awesome. Benjamin says, missed the earnings release. Yep. Earnings release, it jumped up by the dip. Yeah, so if you want to get in it, if it were me, I'd wait for some wiggles up here, or I'd wait for it to break out through here, then come back down for a retest. And I would look for this signal right about here. That would be the numbers that I would be looking for. You guys are saying SFIX is getting wrecked, so I'll put that on the list and we'll check it out. Oh, Benjamin saying I didn't miss this earnings release. I missed earnings on SFIX. Great. All right, we'll take a look at that. So BILI, I think I'm a hold for now. And yeah, if I am in it and I got something down in here, then I'm at a target 1, take a small position off somewhere between there and there to lower my risk, and then wait for it to continue upwards. Pretty much, yeah, that's a lot of bullish candles in a row, and it is on decreasing volume. So let's let it rest, and then we'll watch it continue. Mike Wilson says, hey, Brad. And I'm going to say, hey, Mike Wilson. Mike, you're very kind. I appreciate that. UXN. Was this the one that was requested, or did I type it in wrong? Or am I on the wrong exchange? UXN. Is it a, no? UXIN. Thank you, folks. UXIN. So an IPO recently that has just been going down, 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 kind of looks like it may have finally found some support. There is a decent little channel here. So yeah, if you're bullish on this company, this may be the time to do it. UXIN upgrades industry-leading used car warranty program, all right? Actually, I would not mind if someone wanted to take a breakout here with a protective stop there if you wanted something quick, or yeah, just put your protective stop down here. Maybe do an entry right about here. See if you can get it to make that S shape that it looks like it's starting to make right now. I'm not going to make that an official trade. I would want to see it break out and retest, and then I would look to buy it there. I think that's, yeah, that's what I would be doing. If you are already in it, I think your protective stop is probably down there. Not a bad place to take at least a partial profit to protect your position as it goes higher. If there are any questions, let me know. And just try and catch up to the chat pane. Looks like you guys are chatting a lot about SFIX. Mike says greater than 750. Yeah, Mike, I think I'd look for this thing to come over 750, trade up a little bit, and then buy the dip. EA, Electronic Arts. When I looked at this morning, that candle was not quite so big. I love all of these bullish candles and then finally getting a retest. Unfortunately, if I were to trade this, I would be trading the breakout bullish, and there's just too much resistance in the way before I'd get up to 2R. This may have been a sell limit opportunity with target 1 and below, because it does not look very bullish. And I'm looking at that volume there. Benjamin says, should have filled the gap, time to short it. Agreed. It should not have put in that candle today. I think the short opportunity was somewhere in here this morning with a protective stop above that daily 200 and above this support level. If you do want to take it bullish, and just too much resistance in the way. If you are in a bullish position on Electronic Arts, I think a protective stop somewhere in this range below all that support makes sense. And if you want to be down there, that would make sense too. But yeah, those are sort of my thoughts on Electronic Arts. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Go ahead and type those in. CV, all right, let's just jump to SFIX because you guys are, the chat ping's going nuts on SFIX. So so SFIX is down almost 20% at 35.86 in the post market. Big volume on this candle, and yeah, lots of folks trading that. So some folks saying, look to see if 35 holds, if this sort of support zone right in here holds, and it could fade back up. It is a massive, massive gap, so it will likely be on short sell restriction. If it even opens down there, what I would absolutely love it to do is to open right below there and put in a bullish candle in the first 3 to 5 minutes, and then take it on back down into this area. Or even if it wants to open there and take it on down. But yeah, if it's all the way down here, if it were to come all open down there, a nice bullish play, I believe. Let's turn on the 15-minute and let's turn on the extended hours. And we can see, yeah, that thing's just open and has gotten destroyed. If you are in shares of SFIX, you're probably going to be hitting your protective stop early in the morning. So hopefully you got puts over earnings, which is what the recommended strategy is to do, or just be one of the people that closed out almost 9 million shares today in anticipation of earnings. Benjamin says, I might maybe be looking to sell the 30 in the morning, or looking for a fade upwards with the tight stop. Lee says the earnings were good, but the stock's getting hammered. So maybe a long call opportunity like a leap. Way up here, way out of the money, but with a gajillion months of time. Could be, Lee. I think that's a decent plan. It's just one of those things where you got to trade your plan. Benjamin says growth was not what was expected. But that 50 resistance up in here is the real deal. All right, folks. Questions, comments, concerns on SFIX, let me know. And then we'll continue on to CVNA. I've got about 10 more stocks to go, but looking solid with about 30 minutes remaining. Chief says maybe some put sales on SFIX. Maybe so. Benjamin likes the 30 area. I think I would want to be underneath that daily 200, somewhere down in here. Yeah, like a 26, maybe a 27. Benjamin says, treat it like Facebook, Netflix, or Red Hat. Netflix, where'd you end up today? So this was the day trade that we did. And it looks pretty bullish for a while, but it ended up making a head and shoulders on us. So we bailed early. Looks like it's going to push higher tomorrow. Ash says, what do you mean, Benjamin? Treat it like Netflix. Here is Facebook. Made a little bit of a bearish looking candle today. Masashi is having trouble with his Facebook account, so he wants to short it. It is coming into some decent support here, but it did make some nice bearish candles on some bearish volume, so it might break lower. But for the time being, it is making higher highs and higher lows, so we'll see if it has found support. Groovy, CVNA. Now this one looks pretty darn bearish. looks like a Head and Shoulders to me. Earnings might be coming up soon. Might be early November, so we may have 3 or 4 weeks. Earningswhisper.com, CVNA. November 7th, there we are, early November. I'm not quite ready to place a bearish trade on CVNA. I want it to come down here and wiggle a little bit more. Sorry, just reading the chat pane. This is going to be the target area. And that's sort of my dilemma, because if I were to trade this breakdown, the protective stop would be here, and that's only about a 1-to-1 reward risk. So I need it to wiggle enough that I feel comfortable with a protective stop about there so that I can exit around there. So CVNA, I'm going to keep this one on my watch list. I like the idea of trading that Head and Shoulders bearish, but my target's going to be the daily 100 simple moving average somewhere over here that aligns with that support and that resistance. And right now I'm not getting the reward risk that I want. Are there any templates or anything like that that might help me out? Bollinger's, no. Notice this shape here and that shape there. No, I'm not going to do that. The Stokes going flat is not an indication. It's those kind of decreasing bumps that indicate bearish divergence. That, however, well, it's played out there. And actually, I'm thinking about a bearish trade, so I should be looking for bullish divergence, which I do not see at this time. So yeah, CVNA is just going to be a watch for me, hoping it can go sideways some. All right, CVNA, I like it. We'll watch it. Logmain had a ginormous bearish candle today, had a gap up. So this thing is very easily making higher highs. It's making higher lows. If it can go sideways, I will be looking to buy the dip, especially if it can go sideways for about 3 or 4 more days. Take it up higher. Oh man, I just saw that 100 simple. Shoot. So the 100 simple moving average has been acting as resistance. So if it wants to go sideways, wiggle enough down here. Ooh, if it can give me one of these right there, and I can get a 2-to-1 reward risk by the time it gets to that 100 simple moving average, I might take it bullish. Benjamin is saying it needs to fill that gap or else it's going to go bearish. So yeah, the volume on today might be a bearish indicator. So if it, like I said, if it wants to go sideways, then I'll call that a failed breakdown. But this is a very key level. And if we break through it, we might trade it on down. All right, I'm going to put that on. We will watch it. Target is next on the list. Ooh, Target. That's what I'm seeing on Target. We are coming into a pretty heavy retail season where everyone will be completely shocked that Amazon is taking away from physical retail stores business volume. I mean, we've been shocked 20 years in a row now, or whatever it is. But I am much more bullish than bearish on Target. The question is, do we take an entry? I don't like those bullish volume spikes, to be honest. I hate that expression, to be honest. I got to stop using it, because I promise you I would not be dishonest with you. I kind of like the idea of going bullish there with a protective stop here. Bullish volume is winning. I like that we would be trapping all of the sellers on that day. Let's see if some of these indicators have anything. Chief says, why don't you like the spikes? I do like the spikes on this one. Bollinger Bands coming in nice and tight. Both bands looks like they are starting to, the top band starting to point upwards. Bottom band is pointing upwards. That's a bullish indicator. MACD, we should be, yep, came back down and rested. Histogram about ready to go positive there, meaning these two lines are about to cross. Stokes and RSI, any new, ooh, nice. That looks really good. We are crossing from the oversold. Yeah, I think old Target here's got room to go. The only reason I'm waiting on Target is that we have had kind of a few, well, only 2 bullish candles in a row. What's the wave count look like? Are we just starting a wave 1? I mean a wave 4? Not 4. Gosh, I can't talk. Is this 1, 2, 3? If this is 3, then 3's up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, no. Justin Linderman says, he likes when I'm honest. Benjamin says, thinks we're starting a 5. Okay, well, we're all saying the same thing, that Target may be ripe. Ooh, look at that weekly chart. Target may be ready. I am going to wait. And pretty much the only reason I'm waiting is I would want closer to 1R before that resistance there. But if that meets your plan, go for it. So Target, I'm also going to move that up to the top of my watch list. And if I'm on the mic tomorrow, we'll take a look at it tomorrow. Hopefully Mr. Newsom's on the mic. Not because I don't have fun, but because I hope he's feeling better. Shake Shack. Oh, man. Where does the protective stop go? That's too high just by a little bit down there. Or did we get really cute and we put an entry there and a protective stop there? Shake Shack also looks ready to go. Mike says it's still an inside candle. All right, yeah, catching up with the chat pane. Benjamin says it's a toughie because if it closes down here, that's a pretty nasty looking evening star reversal, which would be a bearish sign. I agree. Mike's saying it's a continuation pattern. I agree, it's got low volume. So the question is, do we do a buy limit there and put our protective stop? Where is my problem? Where is the support? Maybe there, but that's not that great of a reward risk. If we were to put the entry there, we could put the protective stop there, and that is a much better reward risk. Benjamin says, I think you wait for an inside candle. All right, so you want to wait for it to go a little bit more sideways? All right, if the trade opportunity isn't just jumping out at you, then I think waiting is the good one. So Benjamin says, let it rest just a little bit longer and then buy the breakout. Okay, I can let it rest a little bit longer. Yeah, I think if it'll rest another day or two, let that 10 moving average coming in, put your protective stop nice and tight below the 10 EMA, below that 100 simple moving average. Then if it continues, should be really nice. Mike likes that plan too. Very cool. Let's take a look at NEE. So NEE came down into this support area. Is that a buy the dip opportunity? Man, look at that bullish volume. Because if we continue higher, it would make a lot of sense. But something tells me we come up into this area and wiggle and then continue on back down. I'm not sure why I think that. But right now, ooh, look at those Bollingers. That's not good. Benjamin says, that's because of the wave count, Brad. All right. Don't see anything on the Bollingers that make me excited to trade it. Yeah, that thing needs to rest just a little bit more. So I'm going to wait here on NEE. It did come into a really nice support zone, but I think we got really strong resistance right up there as well. So let's let that one wiggle a little bit. If you are in bearish, I think a protective stop somewhere around there or there is the right place to go, and your target's probably that daily 200 simple moving average. If you are in shares bullish, I think a protective stop somewhere down here underneath that support zone is the way to go. Let's see, it was probably on these 2 days, the opportunity to sell a covered call up there. If you want to see if there's premium to sell a put somewhere down in this range, what does the DeLong indicator tell us? All right, so the DeLong indicator says if you can sell a 131 and bring in what, like a $1.60? Is that how that would work? All right, so waiting for me on NEE. Let's move on and check out ROL. So volume for this one has been pretty light up until 2 days ago. Man, I was pretty bullish on this one before today based on the Stokes and the RSI. Looks like before today, they were a little bit more upturned. I'm gonna wait here. If you're in this thing bullish, I think a nice tight protective stop, because if these buyers get taken out, that thing could run significantly. In fact, I don't know if I do a protective stop or a put, because if that goes, that thing could go, or you could do both, right? If your protective stop gets triggered, automatically buy a put. Just so extended in the bullish direction. Love the rest. Today's candle was almost a buy for me, but let's see if this thing can wiggle a little bit, and then maybe we'll take it on bullish. That'll be target 1 and beyond, but it's had some craziness. Mike says, what about a put sale with a break below 59? So if it's careening down, I don't do a lot of put sales, but Mike Wilson says I like that. But yeah, if it goes down some more, you probably get some premium at like a 52. I think 52 is where I'd feel safe doing a naked put. But for me, I would want it to wiggle a little bit, a couple of days, and then maybe take the breakout, or if it does one of these, look to buy low and maybe a slightly higher stop. But yeah, I'm going to be waiting on ROL for now. Yeah, and if you are in it, protect yourself there. If you're in it bearish, protect yourself there. Groovy. What else we got? UTX. Really, really liked this one. I want a bit more of a wiggle. And I don't like the volume on today's candle. I was hoping this was going to be a buy opportunity. It still might be a buy opportunity because I am more bullish than bearish on the overall market. Oh, this thing's gapping up tomorrow. Current pre-market price is 141.55. There's a good chance I'm day trading this one tomorrow, folks. Current post-market price is right up there. And yeah, I will be looking to day trade that. If you want to swing trade it, do a buy limit. I don't hate it, but right now my mind has shifted into a swing trade, a day trade. One, yeah, with a breakout of that candle. So let me put UTX on my day trade list. UTX. And we'll come back over here to the swing trade. Yeah, so as far as a swing trade, if you want to buy the dip there, or if you did that today, man, I guess with the way it's going up in the post market, buying buy limit right there with the protector stop down there was the trade. So I guess I missed it. I feel like I'm chasing. So if I missed the swing trade, maybe I can take the day trade tomorrow. Shoot. If you are in it bullish, I think a protector stop down there until it goes higher. Benjamin says, or buy the dip. Yeah, I just think today was the buy the dip opportunity, because if it opens up there tomorrow and somehow comes back down, I'm not sure it would do that. If it gaps up there, in my mind, it should continue. But that's my trading plan, right? So more bullish than bearish on UTX. And shoot, yeah, I think for swing trade today was the day. Yeah, if you're in it, shares there. If you have long-term shares, I'd wait another day or two before selling covered calls, because I think you'll get much better premium if you chillax just a little bit. If you are a put seller and you can get premium somewhere down here in the 129s, 130s, I think that's good, because I think it's going to go upwards and that premium will drop very, very fast. All right, that is UTX. Boeing was very exciting today. We drew a trade on it that went to 2R, but did not actually take it. I don't know if you guys have seen the analysis we did in the day trading room, but we came over here and we grabbed all of the data. We grabbed all of the data from 2018. So let me click there. And let me click over here. Ah, shoot. Push the wrong button. All right, so let me try this one again. Let me go back to January. And I recorded this. I don't know if Jeremy sent it out or not, but there, we got that. Come over here to data, go to pivot table, and it's going to create a new pivot table for us. I'm going to sort the data by bearish or bullish and sort it by the type of gap that it is, or the way we trade it. And I'm going to look for the number of R's that we're getting and our win-loss ratio. And of course, this is all being recorded. So if you want to pause that and go step by step, you most certainly can. But what I learned is that gap and goes are where we are getting 95% of our winning trades. So for this reason, I am only trading gap and goes, day trading going forward. If you guys want to come and do this kind of analysis for your swing trades, you see how I just did it. And maybe you only do certain types of trades going forward. There's that. Use it how you wish. Me personally, day trading going forward, I'm only doing gap and goes, and that's why. Back to Boeing though, and that's why I did not take the trade on it, because it was a retest gap. Man, I think we're in a buy the dip opportunity. It has broken out. I almost want it to go another day, running bullish, and then look for a buy limit there with a protective stop there. I don't know if I want to do that tomorrow, because that's a really tight protective stop. I would want one more day. It does look like it's going to continue. I'm sorry, no, it does not. The high today was 383.21, and the post market is only 382.50. So higher than where it closed, but not yet quite how the high is. Benjamin says, that's how I feel. Let it get extended more and then buy the retest. But it could run AMD style. Ooh, there's a hot take. But sooner or later, it's got to come back down and refuel. And yeah, when it does, Benjamin and I will be ready, and all of y'all will too. Benjamin says, look at the weekly. Yeah, very extended. So let it go higher, then come down, and then we'll all get on board and take a nice little trip with it. DOCU, let me pull up Slack, because there was a pretty, let's see, Ash was saying, can we look in the swing troop today? All right, sold some puts. Weekly chart, yeah, so not much on the weekly chart because it hasn't had that many weeks yet. But if I swing over here to the daily chart, big bearish candle today. Big bearish candle today. I'll be looking for a bounce. Kind of scary because this might have been a buy signal for me, or buy opportunity to take it bullish there, but probably never would have triggered. Next opportunity to buy the dip is somewhere down in here. And if it does, I think there's a great chance that it bounces off of that. I don't know. That is kind of an ugly looking double top. Let's see. Bollinger's got any interesting news for us? Okay, so the bottom Bollinger Band is down here and extending downward. So once again, I think this may be our target zone for a bounce. Stokes and RSI, they're going to be a little bit pegged. So they're not. So that can come on down. That can go lower too. So I think this thing has a chance to go lower before it rests. and then we'll look to see what it does when it rests. I think selling a covered call right now, if you can get premium, would be a good idea. But if you're holding on to puts, I think it does go lower. But yeah, if you are going to get put the stock, why not get paid to buy it down in this zone, right? Ash said sold the 42 strike puts. I think that's right about where it bounces, Ash. So if it comes down in here and does one of those, and you can exit for a profit or break even and you want to do, I think that works. It showed 50 EMA in weekly in December. When I turn on the weekly, there's no 50 because it hasn't had 50 weeks yet. So I guess my chart looks a little bit different than yours. No problems there. But yeah, I would be looking for the bounce kind of right about where you have your puts. Today's candle is not the candle that you wanted. If you can exit for break even, I don't know when you sold your puts, but if you can exit for break even, that's fine. A 3-year chart. Is there another DOCU? Maybe you're looking at a different exchange. Perhaps this one? But on the weekly chart, no, we were talking about the 42 strike puts. I think we were there, but yeah, it sounds like you have a little bit different chart than mine, and that's okay. But we covered that one. Let's cover US Steel, and then we will call it a show. 30.26 now. Man, I wish this pattern here were forming on this support right in here. I want to take this thing bullish, but I think it's going to come up here and hammer itself into resistance and have troubles going higher. If I did go bullish, my protective stop would be there at the tightest, and that's not even a one-to-one to there, and another resistance there. So maybe I need to be looking at this more as a selling opportunity, and we need to take this thing back bearish. I mean, it has been making lower lows. It has been making lower highs. So I'm wondering, is this the trade setup to take it on down? But with that trend line, that's barely a one-to-one. And you're going to get your next support zone somewhere in here. So I don't quite like the reward risk on this one. Templates, Bollingers, anything there? I think they're going to be really wide. Oh, no, they're quite narrow. That's a bullish sign right there. And then Stokes and RSI. No, nothing really for telling here. I guess I'm getting mixed signals, and anytime I get mixed signals, that usually tells me to wait. Wish I had that sentiment back in my dating life. You know, when you're getting mixed signals, it's just better just to wait. Benjamin says, or bearish with the tight stop, or wait. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Folks, thanks for trading with me today. Benjamin says, was that a tweezer top? The high of yesterday was 30.91, and the high today was 30.90. So not a perfect tweezer top-ish, but yeah, the big volume on that second candle, I think, is what both you and I are seeing for it to go bearish. But yeah, thank you guys so much for trading with me today. You guys rock. Hopefully Jeremy Newsom will be back tomorrow, or at least we'll have an update on his health. So again, send thoughts and prayers and nice wishes his way. And folks, I will see many of y'all on the day trading floor tomorrow. Thanks for watching this video. And as always, trade on logic, not on hope. Have a good one, everybody.